side. You know I used to smoke too much. You know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car. You can get me high, high, high. You know I used to smoke too much. And you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car. We're gonna get real. I'm feeling good. My little lady, she's gonna take me to the other side. I'm feeling nice. My little lady, she's gonna keep me moving on. I'm gonna run till I drop to the break of dawn. Never gonna stop. She's gonna treat me right. I'm feeling good. My little lady, she's gonna take me to the other side. You know I used to smoke too much. And you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car. And you can get me high, high, high. You know I used to smoke too much. And you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car. And we're gonna get real. Come on, baby. Let's take a ride. I don't know where we're gonna go, but first, let's dance. You know I used to smoke too much. And you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and you can get me high, high, high. You know I used to smoke too much. And you know I used to drink too much. Take a ride in my car, and we're gonna get real. Oh. I'm feeling high, my little lady. I'm gonna take it to the other side. I'm feeling strong, my little lady. I'm gonna keep her moving on. I'm gonna run till I drop to the break of dawn.
Giottos is so good. These chocolates are what? Chocolates. We're here about astrophotography. What are we doing? Wrong video. Whoops.
What have I done? Ooh, what have you seen? Early at night, got in the fight, in the candlelight, looking through the screen. Now what have I done? What have you seen? You know there's no future when a person has come in between. Jamie's gone, Jamie's gone. Can't look back and now he feels so strong. Jamie's gone, Jamie's gone. Left last night and now it's been so long. What have I done? What have you seen? There's nothing to say, took her away, and I feel the pain, made love in pain. Oh, 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 what have I done? What have you seen? She knows there's no future in life when a person has come in between. Jamie's gone. Jamie's gone. Can't look back, and now he feels so strong. Jamie's gone. Jamie's gone. Oh, left last night, and now it seems so long. Ooh. You can hear these words I say when you're a million miles away. Yeah. Jamie's gone. Jamie's gone. Can't look back, and now he feels so strong. Jamie's gone. Jamie's gone. Left last night, and now it seems so long. Jamie, come on, Jamie. Yeah. And now you feel so strong. Jamie, come on, Jamie. Yeah. Left last night, and now it seems so long.
What the hell's wrong with my telescope now? What's wrong with this thing?
Another lost Lone Ranger. Can I break this spell? You want things right, you are making two things wrong. If I want to stand my line, I will always take the fall. If I just do step, I can live from the right. I sleep all day long, and then I'm breathing through the night. I've seen a lot of bankers, and I've seen a lot of cops. I've seen a lot of lawyers pull out all of the stops. I've seen a lot of children with their parents in their hands. I felt a lot of women refuse to understand. Well, I don't think I understand why we're making such a fuss. And I don't think I understand what's come of all of us. And I don't think I understand why we take the world for granted. I just want to get right back to Guitar Players Planet. You see it in the papers, you read it every day. The riots and the fires going on in South LA. The muggers and the government, they're all wanting the same thing. They take the
Check. There we go.
What the heck happened to the stream now? How about now?
You should be good now.
Okay, there we go.
There it is.
There you go. Yeah.
There we go. Well, I guess I got to say it all again because it was a black screen.
I was trying to sign, so I was doing
the cherry 1, 2, 3 springs. Yeah. You know. Let me see if I can get back up.
I guess I'll hear you.
Sorry about that, everybody. That was my fault as usual. But you know, we had to reboot the vMix. So I made it to a show finally. Yeah, I'll say it again. And I've been taking a lot of time off because of life and the house and all that stuff. So good news on the house front. The down payment is paid, the contract is signed, and looks like we're going to be moving within the next 45 days or so.
Nice.
So that's, you know, it's pack time, you know, so that's what it's all about. You know what that's all about, Eric. So
oh yeah, we may be taking a bit of a hiatus, guys.
I may be. You know, I'll definitely try and make it, but good news is that possibly we may have Pete Myers coming on Friday night, so he might.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So Pete
That's
might
cool.
come back up. So, but went to Cherry Springs on Friday. A lot of people were scared off. It was sold out, but it wasn't filled because people bailed. But let me tell you something. You know, the vendor that usually goes there was not there. So I made a phone call or an email, rather, phone call, whatever, same thing. And I said, well, if you need a vendor to show up, maybe, you know, I could come on in. And he's like, yeah, no problem. So why don't you come on in? And I was going back and forth on it because I was, you know, thinking about it from the aspect of imaging, right? So I was thinking about, and I'm like, nah, you know, the weather's gonna suck. I'm not gonna go. Forget it. You know, that's it. I'm just not gonna go. And one of our watchers said to me, you know, you're not going there to image. You're going there to get the word out. You're going there to get. I said, well, you're right. So I did, and I went down, and it was a blast. It was a blast. It was such a different thing from staying up all night and going to bed at 7 a.m. or so and sleeping till 3 and going back the next day, as opposed to actually going to bed at 9. And getting there again at 9 and doing your thing. So it was an experience. And if that opportunity comes again, I will definitely do that. And I will definitely look at other places in the Northeast, at least, to kind of do those sorts of things. And
did people, were they able to set up and get imaging or anything?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No,
so it ended up being okay.
It did not rain. It cleared up Friday night at about 1 a.m. and Saturday night all night was pretty much perfect.
Good. Good.
I was
problem
the only
solved for a lot of people that
well, I had a guy.
I need this piece. And
well, I did help a bunch of people, but I also had a friend of mine come down who's an electrician, and he was able to make custom cables, fix cables, solder, blah 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 blah, all that kind of stuff. Had everything there. I didn't do any of it. He was making custom cables, like 1-footers for people, and big notice on a whiteboard saying use these wires at your own risk. But you know. But you know, they were tested and we didn't have any complaints, and they thought it was such a wonderful thing that we had like just boxes of cables there that we were selling for like $2-3 each. You know what I mean? That, you know, USB-A, USB-C, you know, RCA cables for your dew heaters, extensions, stuff that was just, you know, not garbage, but the stuff that we were never going to sell, and we just threw it in like a $2 box.
Excellent.
And you're right, you know, but we did decent sales, not, you know, crazy sales, but we did decent sales. And in 2 days of a not busy star party, it was a nice surprise. It was a nice surprise.
Cool.
So
It's a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. Hi, Sherry Corin. Thank you for the congratulations on the new house. Matt, what's up? Chris Mahar. That's a new name. Welcome from Bryce Canyon. It looks like Bryce Canyon, Utah. Oh, you're at the Astro League convention, huh? That's awesome.
AstroCon.
Yep. Who's that? Gomez. Yeah, it's Wilfredo there. Newman. Hello. Alarm Gear Mia. Okay, how's it going?
Draxler, Tommy's in there.
Yeah, Minotaur. Yeah, reboot. Yeah, it's Paul Burghardt. How's it going? Stan from TRO. Yeah, we do read the chat. We try. We have some people that are now actually.
Dr. Greg's in there. Dr. Greg, you got some competition this week in Image of the Week.
Yep.
So you know.
Yeah.
Matt Draxler is going to be helping us out in the chat. So Matt, feel free to text one of us and just tell us if we miss anything.
Oh yeah.
So Matt volunteered to help us out with the chat. Apparently, we do miss some stuff.
Well, thanks
sometimes.
for checking us out at Neve.
Yeah,
I'm swinging by.
Alarm Gear, great, awesome. So believe it or not, I have been getting some imaging done over at SFRO, and I came up with a couple of things. But what have you guys been up to?
Imaging.
Sweating.
Sweating is yes. It was 99 here in New York today.
It was 100 here.
Yeah,
the
it
real
was rough
feel
here.
was 109 or something like that. It's been like that the last 3 days.
Come on now. I mean, it's been 96 degrees down here in Florida for 2 months.
But it's supposed to be like that.
Yeah. Well,
it's not supposed to be like that in New York in the end of June. That's like August, September weather. You know, that's what that is.
Get that ocean breeze too coming across Florida.
Well, that's true. We are surrounded by 3 bodies of water, you know, the Atlantic, the Caribbean, and the Gulf of America.
Oh God.
Jeez.
Moving
on. You're gonna go on mute in a second.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, hey, well, if you put it that way, you know, let's see, do I have 2? Yeah, I'm surrounded by 3 bodies of water too, if you think about it.
Yeah.
The Hudson River,
smaller.
the Hudson River, the Atlantic Ocean, and the Long Island Sound. So
yeah, the Atlantic Ocean definitely is big.
The Atlantic Ocean is big, but everybody's got the Atlantic Ocean. Oh, on the eastern, you know, everybody's got that. You got,
but depending on where like where we are, Dan, and like especially like Aaron too. You know, the trade winds are coming across the continent,
right,
up and just cooking us.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's really bad. It's really bad. The Northeast is just getting hammered with the heat. Just getting hammered. Tom Peter had 116 heat index. I didn't see the heat index for New York. I didn't see it. But
ours has been like around 110.
It's been horrible. But I mean, you know, CWO. So did you guys see the picture I sent?
Yeah.
No,
I was like,
which one?
I was like, what? ZWO there?
Did you get the picture? Did you understand it?
I was like, where's ZWO?
You didn't understand it, huh? All right, I'm gonna show it to you.
I saw it, but I don't have my phone.
Hold on a second. I'll put it on real quick. Hold on a second. I have here you go. So here it is, right? So so there's a meaning for this picture, right? So I got all of the Player One cameras pointing right towards ZWO. I have it all right in front of them, and I'm like, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm staying here. So so I was right next to him, and and then as I was leaving, I took like 5 or 6 of my beer koozies, my AstroWorld beer koozies, and I shoved them in their stuff.
Nice.
Oh, so that was fun.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, and you could see the $2. I wasn't even lying about the boxes because you can actually see the $2 boxes over here.
Okay.
Yep.
Those are the boxes, wires, and stuff like that. And there's another one down here.
$2, make you holla.
And that was my buddy Frank. He had this kind of stuff, and he was just selling it. He's trying to make money to get. He's trying to do outreach, and he's trying to get one of those blow up observatories, the air-filled ones.
Okay.
And he's trying to get the money up for that because he's doing star parties on Long Island for children. So he wants to do that. So if anybody's interested in making a donation to that, let me know, and I'll give you the information. But that's somebody that's trying to do a good thing for the kids out here in New York. So,
yep, I'm actually looking to do something like that down here in Florida. I've been working with a couple of the church groups down here, and getting the kids that have never seen, except maybe on the internet, but they've never actually seen an image of something from a telescope that they can actually put their hands on. So
yeah, I hear you. And I'm sorry about that, but I need to take a little munch of my tacos here, so I don't want to do it on the screen. So, but what have you guys been up to? Have you guys been imaging, or what's been going on?
Scott's the only one seen to be imaging.
Yep. Yeah, hopefully I'm gonna be able to.
Too.
Huh?
Those images look good.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I watched your video yesterday. It was very entertaining.
Yeah, the heart, not the heart. The Lagoon Nebula is really, it's really beautiful. And I was fortunate enough that where I'm at down here, it is, I think, the highest point at its zenith is 37. I think it's 37 degrees. But I don't lose it, behind my house until about, I would say, between 3:30 and 4 in the morning.
Yeah, because doesn't it kind of go straight across the top of your house for a little bit?
Yeah, well, I've got this corridor between my neighbor's house, on one side of me, and my house, and it sits right in that corridor. So I was able to image for hours and hours and hours, and I was really happy. But yeah, and I'm looking to do probably like the image that's behind me, that you can see behind me, the veil. I'm gonna image on that. I'm gonna try to image on it tonight. We're by 11, maybe 11, 12 o'clock. It's supposed to be clear. So I'll get it set up and see if I can slew to the veil and see what I can get.
That'll be
but
way
actually,
up in the sky.
Yeah, I've got a
That'll be way up in the sky.
Yeah. I've got a. I think I've got a. Do I have a picture? Yeah, I should. Let's see. I think I've got a picture. Do I have? Yeah, I do, right here. Yep. So I'll just see if I can share my screen here. Where the hell is the share screen? Right there. Is it right there? Yeah, there it is. And I want. Which one do I want? Oh God, I don't
just
even
make
know.
sure you share the right screen.
Share the right freaking screen, right? Yeah.
Not the right one, the correct one. So
if I can just, I don't know. God, I got too many freaking screens open. Let's do window here. Entire screen. I want entire screen. There we go. Share.
There you go.
Okay. And then I just come over here.
Yep.
Can you see that?
Yep.
Now that's with the MBZ.
That's the MBZ.
That's the MBZ.
Yeah.
And that is 60 seconds. So, I mean, it's just crazy that you can get that kind of detail in 60 seconds. It's just nutsy.
Yep.
Pretty cool. You go in. I can bring it up a little bit. Oh, there we go. I mean, the detail is just nuts. So, and I was actually.
That's a single 60-second frame.
That's one picture. It's one 60-second exposure.
You stack 40 of those.
I mean, it's crazy. It's just nutsy. So.
And the ones in your video, you were using the moon and sky glow, and those images look great too.
I believe
Yeah.
that's the,
you didn't get as much of the surrounding HA, but they still look really good.
I believe that's the 2600, right? With the MBZ.
It is.
Yeah, the
It is.
2600 with the MBZ.
Yep.
But that's awesome. That's really good data, man. And once you stack all that data up, it's gonna be like it's gonna be sweet. It's gonna be sweet.
Oh yeah.
Well, if you want
Now,
some more data, let me know. I got about 10 hours worth of HA from SFRO. We can put it together.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Holy cow.
Yeah, we can put it together.
Yeah. I'm full screen on this right now. I don't know if you want to go back to the 4
Yeah,
up.
but
But
I got tacos in my mouth and
yeah.
but yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I
that's gonna be
was
sweet.
able to get let's see. The first night I shot 30-second exposures, so I was able to get 90. I think I got 90 minutes the first night, and then the second night I upped it to 60 seconds, and I got 204 images, so 204 minutes. And then the NBZ I got 180 minutes, so 3 hours. So it's a fair amount. Yeah, a lot of good data.
Nice.
A lot of good data. Now it's just a matter of pulling it together in PixInsight. I went through WBPP, and I enabled. I think I enabled a couple of things in there that I didn't really need, and so it it took forever.
Now,
but it's done. So
did you create a separate profile in Nina yet for your Hyperstar?
No, not yet. But I will. I am going to do that just for the Hyperstar. Yeah. There's not really a whole lot.
Scopes. Yeah, but it's that way when you go in, you don't have to change it. You have this profile. It's C14 Hyperstar, C14 reduced, C14 native, and you don't have to change anything. It's all in there and done.
Yep. Well, I'll definitely do that before I switch back to the imaging on the rear of the scope. So
that's one of the nice things about the profile setups in Nina. It keeps your focus points, it keeps all that stuff where you want it. Once you get it set.
Yeah. It's I was talking to Wayne today on chat, and
I saw
he was showing me some of the stuff he's done. He's been using the Hyperstar for I think he said 4 or 5 years, something like that.
Is he using Hyperstar?
He's just got.
Or does he have a Rasa?
No, he's running he's got the exact same setup I do.
Yeah, it's C14 Hyperstar.
Okay.
Yep.
For some reason, I thought he had a Rasa.
Some of the images he showed me were just crazy. I mean, they're just amazing. So I probably will stay with the Hyperstar straight through the summer.
Well, you get the focal length, but don't forget what you could get with that focal length, and that you might be missing out. I mean, those pillars of creation at your focal length to get in there, that's going to be a sweet picture if you do that without the Hyperstar.
Well, I mean, it's easy enough to change it, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I got the. I mean, there's my rear cell.
Yeah.
So. All I got to do is just, thread that bad boy back on, and we're good to go. Yep.
So wait a minute. You have an OAG in front of your Hyperstar?
No. This is the rear cell.
Oh, okay.
This is for the back of the back of the scope.
Just making sure. I'm like, oh my God, you can have a big, phallic symbol in all your stars. Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, audio levels needed. Justin Scott is loud and everybody else is fairly quiet. Okay.
Oh, well, I can probably turn myself down.
Leave it alone. I got you.
Okay.
There you go.
Check 1, 2.
And everybody else is lower. And let's see, Eric. You're live over there, Eric?
It's getting low.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, whoa. You almost popped my eardrums there. Okay.
What?
What? Bueller?
I am beat.
Yeah. What's up with you? You all right? You're just working too much?
Well, with the heat and everything and trying to get this mighty mount going, it's been sporadic,
Oh yeah,
to try
what
to
were you
take
talking
advantage.
about? West is east and east is west. What were
Yeah,
you?
I'm getting,
I
what?
sent you that picture of what
Yeah, I
that
know.
you know.
And, it's a lot of it's going back to the basics and, just going back and trying to figure things out because my guiding numbers suck.
Okay.
I mean,
Like
I'm
what?
trying to figure. They're usually they're above an arc second.
Ooh,
They're above an
really?
arc second.
Mm.
And I've been trying to balance this thing properly, making it, slightly east heavy, trying to figure that out again. And just trying to get it balanced because the guiding would just suck. I got everything set up. I may end up needing to get a counterweight shaft or something because when I put the dew shield on, I end up still, then I'm really scope heavy, even with 3 counterweights. So
So you think you need to extend the counterweights?
yeah, so I think I
Yeah.
need to extend the counterweights in order to use the dew shield. And so right now I'm using the Edge 11 without the dew shield. And it's just I'm just trying everything I can think of. I mean, I got a lot of T points done. I mean, I had to have gotten like over 300 T points done. So that is that's not the issue, I don't think. Polar alignment is spot on. So I'm using the pole master with sharp cap. I'm setting that up, and even when I go back into the Sky X, it's even telling me, yeah, your polar alignment is fine. That's not
Yeah.
the issue.
Are you seeing any deck numbers on your guiding
Yeah,
graph?
my deck numbers are stupid. I mean,
Like stupid bad?
yeah, yeah. Um,
Well, that
let
you might want to double
me
check your polar alignment then, because
Yeah.
the polar line,
Are
yeah,
you using?
and
Are you guiding with PhD too?
yeah,
Have you
yeah.
checked drift align with PhD?
No. I as far as
It's a
drift
pain
line,
in the
like
butt,
I heard
but
it's a
it
pain in the
works
ass.
really, really good. But I think it's a pain in the butt to learn it how to do it. But once you've done it, like then it's like, oh, it's not that hard.
Yeah.
But typically,
Um.
when you run like the guide assistant on PhD 2, it'll
Yeah.
show you your after 10, 15 minutes. It'll show you your polar alignment, and how good it is, and it'll tell you, hey, your polar alignment can be better. Try using the drift align. And then if you use the drift align and you start messing with that, I did that with mine, and it really helped mine.
hey, we got a question from John Copperthorne, and you guys could hit this up. What does it mean to be east heavy? And if you do a meridian flip, do you need to adjust being east heavy?
No.
So you don't have to adjust it. Typically, what it means is your mount's starting east, slewing west, or well, I guess yeah. So you're going to end up starting on your east side of your mount. So what it does is mainly this is if you have a gear-driven mount where there are gears that are meshing.
Worm gear.
Yeah, if you have a worm gear. And so what that does is when you start guiding and it's constantly leaning, it keeps that little extra weight is always going to make sure that you're always engaged to the one side of that worm. And it doesn't float back and forth. So that backlash doesn't float around. So you want to keep it a little bit heavier on one side. And then once you do the flip, it compensates the opposite direction. So
Yeah.
it's mainly to keep your gears meshed 100% all the time, and there's no potential room for a wobble due to backlash. Obviously, if you have a harmonic mount, doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter.
If you have a high precision mount that barely has any backlash, it doesn't matter. But typically, anything that has a worm gear, a little bit of weight to keep those gears meshed all the time.
Yeah, just to add a little bit to that, also, you're 100% right. You want to keep those teeth, right, like you was saying, meshed, right? You want to keep them together. Now, just to give you an example, the difference between, I know you alluded to it, between the harmonic mount and the worm gear mount, right? So the worm gear mount, only about 10 to 20% of the teeth are engaged at any one time, right? Because it's going around like a bicycle spoke, right? It's going around like, and so just imagine, you know the bicycle chain, right? If you for those of you old people like me that actually rode bicycles with chains, you had a chain that went around a gear, and you push the pedals, and the pedals move the chain moved the wheels, and that's how you got moving. But if you take a look at the where the pedals are attached to that gear and the length of that chain, right? There's only like about 20 teeth that are actually pushing that wheel. Actually, it'd be 40, 20 on one side, 20 on the other, that are pushing that chain around.
That are actually locked into the chain.
Right. Yeah. Same thing with the worm gear. Now with the harmonic gear, that's why you're able to get like these wonderful payloads to these, because what happens is that it moves in an oscillating fashion where 80 to 90% of the teeth are engaged at the same time. And it goes like a weird, and Scott, if you go to Scott's rainbow mount video, he has a wonderful video that's from someone, I think it's from the Strainwave Gear people who actually made it. It explains it very well on how this thing moves and how the 3 different pieces of literally malleable metal that's in there that is allowed to engage all those teeth at the same time, that allows you to get those massive payloads with a lightweight mount. And that's just the only other thing I would cut.
That's what they call the flex spline.
The flex spline, correct. Yeah.
That's right.
And that's exactly why. That's why you have such high precision with the harmonic mounts. That's why those harmonic mounts are used in robotic industries, for high precision where backlash is a problem, especially like in medical robots and things like that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, not for nothing, Eric. How long have we been doing this show for?
Over 6 years.
6 years? 6 years.
Yeah, over 6 years.
So why do people that I know that are astronomy people call me during the show?
During the show.
During the show. It's like, I've been working at McDonald's for 37 years. Okay? Now I do IT and stuff like that. But let me tell you something. Why does my mother continue to call me at 12 o'clock in the afternoon? It's lunchtime. It's busy. I'm not dealing with phone calls. Sorry, Mom, if you're listening. But she comes on the show every once in a while. But
John, real quick, he says he has a belt-driven EQ6R. So do I, John. I use my EQ6R, and I always keep it a little east heavy.
I got somebody. Hold on, I got to stop you. I got something in the background is playing.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
So, John, so my EQ6R, when I say just a little east heavy, meaning that when I'm balancing that mount and I'm checking the RA balance, I literally, wanted to just barely be, when I tilt the thing over, just barely will the side start folding back. Not a lot. You don't need a lot. It just barely.
Just enough.
It's not like you want it. You don't want it to tilt the thing back upright. You just basically want to put
Yeah,
that thing
just a little bit.
and get it to maybe just start to move a little bit.
Just let it drag
That's all
just
you
a
need.
little bit.
Okay. Time out, real quick.
Time out.
When we're talking about East heavy and we're talking about balance, let's help, you know, because this is what, honestly, and maybe it's much my brain and I'm just in a fog. This is what I would struggle with. Is imagine, all right, if either if you're behind your mount or if you're in front of it, and your mount is facing north, you know,
Right.
you're facing
straight
north.
up and down.
And you're behind it. So
up.
west is to the left,
You are
east is
behind
to the
it.
right.
So west is to the left, east is to the right. But what you have to think about is one thing is that your telescope, you have to think it in reverse, because your telescope
is going to be on the west side of the pier.
You want it on the west side because your telescope is looking east.
Correct.
Because don't forget, when you start, you know, if you're in the northern hemisphere and you polar line to Polaris, everything moves from north, basically from east to south to the west. Okay. So basically what you want to do, and this is what I get what kept screwing me up, is I would always put, you know, when I'm thinking east heavy, I'm thinking, all right, my telescope, because I would always balance my telescope in the front. Well, when I'm facing it, I'm facing south. So I'd always put my telescope slightly heavy. The telescope slightly heavy. That's not necessarily true. What I needed to do, what you need to do is go behind the mount, be behind the mount.
Correct.
Right. And set your telescope so your telescope is facing west. Is your physical telescope is on the west side
pointing east.
It's pointing east. You want your counterweights actually on the east side. Facing east. And then that's how, and then you begin to balance your RA. All right. And then you slightly have it, because like we've been talking about, that, you know, the backlash, you have those teeth, and then you don't want that. You want to make it a little slightly east heavy. So instead of it being like this, it's more like this as far as your gear.
The whole thing
moving.
It's not so much that they're like either this way or this way. It doesn't matter. The key is you want them completely touching all the time. So that extra weight
now
doesn't allow them to float in between the gears, because it's so well balanced. You get where it's floating, and that worm, where it'll actually stop moving, and you get a pause kind of, and then after the pause, you get a jolt, because then it moves a lot more than you want it.
Right. Now, John, yes, and after the meridian flip, it will be slightly west heavy.
Correct.
You are correct.
Fine.
Which is usually
like
okay.
I said, as long as it's not floating between the gears, and it's either on the gears full time. Now you don't want it too heavy one way or the other, because then you're going to introduce wear into those gears that you don't want.
Yeah.
If you have it too much weight, I mean, you could put an extra weight on there, but you got to remember, if you ever looked at these gears, they're made of brass, and that stuff will wear away real quick if you're putting too much weight on it.
Soft.
Yes, so
brass is a soft metal.
Just want that just slight bit, just to make sure that they're constantly engaged one way or the other, so that you don't get that in between, you know, where it could not move and then move a lot, you know.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird, because like when I start out my guiding, everything's really promising. Like I'm at 0.5, 0.6, everything is really good. Then all of a sudden, boom, it jumps, right? And then it's jumping like into the, into the 1 arc second, 2 arc second, then it drops down, and then it settles down. And my average, like I was doing some guiding yesterday, and my average was just under an arc second. It was like at 0.95, 0.96, which it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that
Well, but
necessarily that high.
you need to look at your star. You need to look at focus. You need to look at a lot of things.
Yeah, and
There are
focus
certain
is good.
things.
Focus was good. What I want to also do is I was also tinkering around. I've been doing a lot of tinkering with the Mighty as well as with the Edge 11 setup to try to get things going. I finally was able to yesterday get, at least get the mount on and do some guiding and get the guide star going. I've got to get a Batinoff mask or something and for the guide star to sharpen things up because it's still a bit out of focus, and I don't like it the way that it's kind of is right now.
Yeah, I just upgraded my guide scope for my carbon star.
You know what? And here's the thing: I did a PEC training yesterday because I've been following. I've been looking at these YouTube videos, trying to do a PEC training and stuff like that. And even, with me doing the PEC training and stuff, it still feels off. Right.
Not for nothing, Eric, but have you considered that you're not dealing with a software issue? You're dealing with a mechanical problem. Have you checked to make sure that the spacing, thanks, honey. Have you checked to make sure that the spacing, the adjustment on your gearing is right? Can you adjust that to see if you can?
I have no idea. I honestly have no idea where to look. This is a brand new mount to me.
Blowout. There's got to be a 3D blowout drawing that shows you exactly where it is. Yeah,
and that's one of the things with Software Bisque is that everything as far as support is all forum based a lot.
Yeah, but I'm talking about downloading an actual 3D schematic, a blowout.
I don't know if I can get that. Yeah, I'd have to find out.
You know what? Software Bisque will give it to you if you want it.
Yeah, I'd be amazed if you wouldn't.
Because that'll show you whether or not it's a backlash thing. You may have, like, the backlash might be too tight. It might be too tight. If there's an adjustment, maybe it needs to be loosened up. Because I've seen where mounts, if the backlash is too tight, and you get to a point on that worm cycle, and it binds, the next thing you know, and it's going nuts.
Yeah, because here
can be a real problem.
Yeah, so these are the things, because 1 minute, I was trying to think about, okay, let me just make it neutrally balanced, not east heavy, anything at all, just the declination. The deck, when I move the deck and I'm balancing it, that sucker won't move. I mean, I'm moving it up and down, and it stays where I'm turning it, right? It doesn't tilt. It doesn't do anything off. It's just, it seems balanced, like there's no sway. And I thought, and correct me if I'm wrong, isn't that the way it's supposed to be? Like on your declination, it's not supposed to be, camera heavy or camera side heavy or, front side heavy. It's supposed to be wherever if you tilt it a little bit, it kind of stays in that position. If you do it that way, it's supposed to stay pretty balanced, right? And and that's what it's doing. I mean, there's some times where I wish I could just set up a GoPro or go out there, but it's just so damn hot.
I hate them.
And just show you guys, like have an actual camera and just be out there, and we could all chat while I'm out there and show you guys, okay, this is what it looks like, and stuff like that. Because it's like, damn. But speaking of PEC, here, let me see if I can find my PEC readout here in the SkyX, because I did do a PEC readout, and I'll share my screen here real quick. Go here, entire screen, share. Come on, behave yourself, mouse. All right, cool. And Here we go. Let me expand this a bit. All right. So here's the SkyX, and as you can see, I have, I've done the PEC, the T-point model. I mean, I've got a lot of freaking T-points. So that part works, and all that. Polar alignment, it comes back. Polar alignment, azimuth is excellent. After I did that, and then I come down here and the elevation, it just says it was just a little off.
Okay.
So like 3 ticks. Raise, so
Okay.
that seems fine to me. And when I go to my give tools, PCS. Now, here is the PEC model.
Okay.
And
that's
why
pretty
is it showing
that's okay.
Because this should actually be yeah,
It looks very predictable.
Yeah. So I mean, I've done everything. Let me hide this.
So what scope is this for?
This is the Mighty Mount. This is the Mighty.
No, what scope is it for?
Oh, this is the Edge 11
14.
because
the 11. Yeah,
this is the Edge 11. This is on my Edge 11.
Okay. Are you logged into your Melee right now?
Yeah, this is the Melee right now.
Can you open up your PhD?
Yeah. So let me close this. Minimize this. And I was there. So here's PhD, and here was my PhD log. And I was looking at the log earlier. Like I said, last night, I'm just working on this stuff. So there was my total, my deck, and the RA. It doesn't, and this was only for like less than 20 minutes.
Everyone's saying could you go back to your the SkyX?
Yeah. Let me go back
to your PEC training. Your PEC training looks
weird.
weird.
Give me a sec here. Yep.
And go back to the scatter where the dots are.
Oh, okay. Let me close that. That is the T-point model. And this was because I did a recalibration.
Yeah, so stop.
This was
hold on, Eric, slow down.
Yep.
All those orange dots, they should be in the center.
No, I know. This was from a recalibration that I had done. I don't know how to get back to the original where all of this.
I would delete it and do it all over again.
Is there a way I can go back to this original? Because here's all the pointing data.
Did you save it in another log file?
Let me see here. Here's a recalibration.
So that was 9:46. So that was 1:53 p.m. That's nothing. Where's your other T-point model?
This was because there was a recal.
Yeah, that was done at night.
Where's the base one?
I don't see one.
I don't see it.
I would start from scratch again. Sorry. I mean, guys, tell me what if I'm seeing is right, because I'm seeing what you're seeing with the T-point model.
Yeah, I mean, because here it was. I mean, trust me, before I did a recalibration yesterday, it was filled.
Yeah, Norm agrees to redo it again. Yep. And once you get those calibration points like more centered, like you had them originally again,
Yeah, they're all right here.
Leave it alone.
All filled. Yeah,
Leave it
this
alone.
was totally
that's
filled,
way off.
Because then when I did the recalibration,
Yep.
is all this, probably all this right here from that recalibration.
Norm
'cause it
said
even
to
says right
be
here,
sure you
it
do
even
a
says
supermodel
recalibrate.
too.
I did.
No, do
I did a
another one.
supermodel.
Do a new one.
Another one.
Have
Because I
fun,
would do
Danny. You want to
because I would do the supermodel, and I
And the
even
regular
turned
pointing.
on the Pro Track and all that stuff.
Look deep into my eyes like
But
I
yeah,
was a
this is the
supermodel.
recalibration. So I don't know where the actual calibration. What happened to the calibration?
Yeah, I would do it again. Make sure you save it somewhere.
Yeah. So okay.
Do it again. Do it again.
Do it again. So I gotta wait for like another week or something because, I mean, this weather has just been crap.
Norm also
To
said
me,
make sure
your pec train looks really odd the way it has all
It does too, right?
those hitches in it. Where
well, it
when
also
I do the
it also
EQ6,
could be
it's just a perfect sign up and below the mark where you have all those hitches in there.
Yeah, it's
well
like
that could be
itself.
What?
I said it looks like it's fighting with itself.
But it looks very predictable. It's consistent.
It is
it's not like it's
true.
It's very consistent. And if it's consistently bad, it's still consistent. But I would just redo the whole thing.
You'd want to see a nice smooth sine wave.
Not necessarily. If you have any sort, I mean, and I don't expect this with a mighty mount, Eric, so don't get nervous. But if you have like an AVX, I would expect something like this, where it's kind of imperfections in the gearing that are kind of making these bumps in the road. But I would say.
That's why I wonder if there's a mechanical issue.
Well, I would say get the T-point model right first, and then take it from there.
I'm gonna redo the T-point model.
Once you get the T-point model correct, again, like you had it the first time, because you were doing good for a while.
Says it should be a smooth sine wave.
Yeah, and then do it again, and then see what your graph looks like, and then take it from there. If it comes out like that, and your T-point model is good, then I would make a phone call.
Yeah. So it's it's just trying to figure out the bugs, and it's it's just frustrating.
Well, it's just unfortunately you're having to learn a new mount and a whole new system to run that.
Yep, exactly.
That you're not familiar with.
Yep, and that's it.
Astrophotography is pain.
Yeah,
that's
a Dylan thing now. But speaking of brain farts, right?
Here we go.
Oh yeah, speaking of brain farts, right? So everybody knows Sean and I have the scope down in SFRO. We've been gathering data. It's been going good for the past week or two. It's been actually no problems, no nothing. Hit play, go to bed, wake up to 6-7 hours of data. Go to bed, wake up, hit the play button, do it again. Everything's fine until I start doing narrowband. So here's the brain fart, and this is something I'm not really good at reading logs, so I had to have some help here. So I'm not a genius with this at all. But the Nina logs, if you read it and you read it carefully, and you know where your error is, it's easy to target where to read in the log. So let me show you real quick what I'm talking about here. This is we'll do that, right? And let me switch on over real quick. All right, so here is the Nina log, and where did it go?
You really don't expect us to read that, do you?
What are you talking about?
Oh my God.
What are you talking about?
I can't even see it.
Give me a second, man. Calm down.
Oh, hurry up, will you?
Jeez. Man, you're really going to go on mute. Can you read it now?
No, it's still tiny. Oh my God.
I'm trying to see if
Yeah,
I can see
magnifying
where
glass.
your screw up
Hold on a
was.
second. You can't see it yet. Hold on a second.
Found ATIC camera. ATIC. Using an ATIC camera?
You can't
That's
read
all right.
that?
Don't worry about me. If you can read it, just talk.
You got to get new glasses. Let's see. So let me get back to the other computer. All right. And if we want, I could zoom in a little bit. I'll zoom in a little bit. There you go. And
Matt hit that one on the head.
I'm not reading it. So so here is your log, right? And if you take a look, right? If you take a look at my data for M20 for the last couple of nights, it'll stop at like 11:26.
Oh, this is what you were talking about before.
And yeah, and then the 23rd, same thing.
Wow.
You know, I mean, it was kind of crazy. So I'm getting kind of pissed off. I'm like, what the hell's going on? This one stopped at 11:24. You know, so I'm getting kind of annoyed. And I'm going on the Discord. I'm doing everything. And by the way, it found 0 ATIC cameras, so it just checks them all. I'm not.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It's all the different cameras.
Yeah, it goes through all of the ones that are there, and then say found 2-player 1, found. I don't know how it found 7 ASCOM cameras. I think that's 7 ASCOM devices, which is fine.
But I see the error. It says something about error profile CSP.
Yeah, so as you go down,
failed to load.
That's the other profile. That's actually a fine error.
And then string path.
So where is it? And I had it highlighted 2222, right? 2300. So it's taking images, right? Filter luminance, game 100. It's taking images, right? Luminance taking images just fine, just fine.
Scroll down,
right? That's fine. The error, it's moving, it's going to another filter, and then it goes to the green, right? It goes to the green, and it goes to the green again, right? Keeps on doing the green, and then it looks again, it runs the autofocus, and then it keeps on, it does some more green. And once it goes to, where is it?
I'm not seeing it.
Then it goes to blue. Okay, blue. Okay. Then so it goes RGB, and I wasn't going to do any HA that night, so I skipped right to the O3, right? And as you go a little bit further, and where is it? It's coming up very soon. Up, all of a sudden, whoops! It goes to park scope. The mount has abandoned the park. What the hell happened, right? So if you go back a little bit, and here it is. Failed to find filter info for 03_3 nanometer. So it's saying that I don't have an O3 filter. Okay. Now, here's why. If you go under, I believe it's equipment and what is it? Is it filter wheel? No, it's not filter wheel. It's under options and equipment. Okay. Over here in your filter wheel, right? It was looking for 03_3 nanometers, and I don't have anything named 03_3 nanometers. So my brain fart was putting an underscore where it shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
And when you go into your target scheduler, which I went over before, right? If you go into target management and the profiles for, I changed it. So what I did here was, and I put an underscore here by accident right here.
We can't see your screen.
What?
Yeah, nothing's moving on your
We
screen.
can't see your screen. We have no idea what you're doing. There you go.
Oh, Jesus. Really? You should have told me that 10 minutes ago.
I was trying to tell you, scroll down. You keep saying stuff. I'm like, I don't see that. Scroll down, scroll down.
All right. So here it is again in Nina, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Right.
sorry. So if I go back to the log,
Yeah,
right?
there you go.
Okay.
Yes, you have it highlighted.
Okay. So it was looking for this filter in the target scheduler.
It's not, yeah. See, that's
Okay.
why I'm not a fan of that target.
Well, it doesn't matter whether you were using the target scheduler or not. If your filter's named incorrectly, it's going to fail.
Yep.
That's the whole thing. So
But it
what
looked like it was labeled. What was it labeled in Nina?
it was labeled this in Nina, but I'm sorry, it was labeled this in the target scheduler with that underscore, but in Nina, it was labeled
no
like
underscore.
this with no underscore.
Ah, there you go. Okay. Yeah.
So now what I had to do is go into the target scheduler, go under the O and change to the right one. And now it's good. Same thing with the S2. So it failed on the S2. So just so you know, that was my brain fart, but now I'm good to go. So I'm going to test it tonight, see what happens. And hopefully I'll actually get some narrowband tonight.
See,
So,
I don't even. I mean, all my filters are 3 nanometer in narrowband, so I don't even. I just HA O3.
yeah, well, it's just a habit for me doing the 3 nanometers because I had 6.5s and 7s at one time. Do I really need? Do I really need to do that anymore? Probably not, to your point, because all mine are 3 nanometers down there. But it was just a habit, and it was a brain fart, and I always put an underscore because Nina, in certain places, loves underscores. They want to see. No spaces, no nothing, no dashes. So they would like underscores. So I just put one there, and it was not the right thing. And you're back. The show went bye 24 minutes ago, but I'm back. I don't know why. Okay. You're not sharing the screen you're referring to. Thank you. 2 minutes ago. You late. but that was my thing. That was my issue. So it's all fixed now. I'm told that the buildings might be open, might be closed due to clouds, but we'll see.
Real quick, I got rid of that recalibration crap.
Okay.
So I undid the recal.
Nice.
I don't know if you can see that.
What are you doing it now?
I just clicked on undo recalibration.
Oh, okay. And that's what you got now?
Yeah, and that's the original. This is the original calibration.
Oh, so it is saved somewhere. Okay. So just to show everybody, see, that's kind of where it should be. Yeah. In my opinion.
I just clicked on undo recal.
You know, you got some outliers there.
Yeah. Yep.
But you can't see the center.
No. Nope.
What is the temperature in those buildings? Tom, you don't want to know. It's probably equal to your heat index. So I could tell you right now, if you want to see, I could actually show you. There you go. Check this out. I'll show you right now.
Hot enough to melt your USB cables.
Oh, yeah. Those things are flaccid. So let's see. Close. And
oh, God.
And then
sharing. Okay.
There you go. So here is the here is the Eagle, and if I just go to Eagle Manager, so there you go. Temperature right now, 110.8 degrees Fahrenheit in the building.
Roof open?
Not yet.
That's why it's 110.
Well, no, he asked the question. How much? What's the temperature in the building? So,
Yep.
So I have a question. Why are they putting notifications and equipment discussion, not just their SFRO scope?
what happened?
The Starfront equipment discussions is loaded with their opening, closing.
Equipment
And
discussions.
They do, yeah, and then they do the same thing in Discord for their other SFRO scoping.
And they don't have an equipment discussions. I don't think. Let's see.
On our
Oh, that's me. That's my fault. I thought I took that
Okay.
off.
I get notifications. Oh,
Really? Equipment discussions? Oh, shoot. Okay, I see it now.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay,
It's
so
like all up and down.
no, I will get that taken off. I thought that was done already. It must have came back. Let me see. Let's see. Channels follow 1. Unfollow. Now it's off. Okay. You won't get that anymore. Sorry about that, guys. Somebody said that. Oh, so I thought I fixed it. I apologize. Now it should be fixed again. So hopefully it's fixed.
I mean, it's not the only reason it bothers me. Really.
Yeah, no, it's
Keep
off now.
bragging
Sorry.
about
My
how
apologies.
your scopes are going to be filming tonight. I can't.
Well, no, apparently they're not because I don't know where to put an underscore, so I'm not getting anything. So
well, you get your green and your blue.
yeah, you know, Sherry, I hear you about Discord, but you know what? It's still very convenient when you're dealing with a lot of people, and you know, you could do voice chats, you could do a whole bunch of stuff. You could you know, you could get Nina invites from Discord. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff you could do. But you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, it's the devil, you know, I guess.
Yep.
So
Did you centipede?
what? Did you say human centipede?
Who said that?
I thought you said
No, he didn't. It just sounded like it.
that. I was like, oh my God, flashback. But anyway, but so what else?
Backdoor hackers.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, for those of you that are out there that are kind of geeky and twisted, you know, when it comes to, you know, doing things, you know, anal retentively, there is an interesting hack that you can use for balancing your scope. And I when I had the CGXL, I actually did this, and it worked really well. I was impressed. One of the things that if you take your power cable that comes with your device and you just simply split it so that you can get one of these bad boys into.
Is that what Queen did?
Oh yeah.
Queen.
Oh, did Queen do this?
Yeah. But you
I
want
think
one
he
better
did
than
a
that.
video. He did something like.
Probe.
I think I saw something like that.
This is made by Amp Probe. This is like $150 meter.
Yep.
One with a little tiny.
Yeah, but I mean, it's got the thing right up here at the. If I can get it in there, you see that little hook right up the top.
I got it.
That's the little one that you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just hook that bad boy over the one and measure your amps. So, you know, you just take it up to your amps, measure your amps, and then as you're moving the scope right or left, it'll tell you exactly how many amps it's pulling. And all you got to do is change that weight until it reads the same number of amps, or if you want to do it heavy, a little bit you know, more and then less on the one another. But that will allow you to do it, you know, ultra fine tune. So
well, that's
it's
some. There's something to be said about that now, right? You know, and I'm gonna get yelled at for saying this, and I know this already, so I'm just gonna say it anyway. With harmonic mounts these days, and predictive PEC and all this other stuff that deals with fixing your crappy polar alignment or weighting, is being balanced. I mean, I'm not talking grossly out of balance. I'm not talking like you have no counterweights, you know, but is being weighted as important as it used to be. Let's just put it that way. Because I remember people used to make videos of getting it down to like exact, like this thing wasn't moving, not an inch over 10 hours. It just stayed there and people would just do it. Now, is it really that necessary with the stuff that we got going on now with the
not maybe not as much with harmonic, but when you still have the traditional,
well, even with center balanced, I mean,
yeah,
you know,
I think the key is to reduce the amount of wear and tear you're going to put on the brass.
right.
That's the key.
That's the key.
Well, and that you see, using a meter like that for the harmonic, even though, you know, with weights and balance and such isn't as big a deal with the harmonic mount, but if you want to try to get it close to, you know, balanced with a harmonic, if you're anal like that, you want to do that. The thing is that I don't know of any other way to balance it, you know, except using one of those.
Oh, I just sit there.
There's no clutches on the harmonic mount.
Well, you can't balance really a harmonic mount. It's almost, at least in most of them, because they don't, to your point, have clutches. There's no way to loosen, let's say, the gear. There's no way to do that. So
yeah, and you know, most of them have a brake for the RA. A lot of them don't have a brake for the deck, but you know.
Well, actually, quite a number of them do have brakes in both these days. The most notable ones that don't is the one that Scott has, the Rainbow. It's
Mine
only got
the WD, the Warp Astron.
The Warp Astron does not, but the Pegasus does.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Yeah, the Pegasus has locks in both axes.
So even when it's off, it locks.
Oh, it don't move for nothing.
Oh, that's nice.
I could actually take my whole fat ass and like try and push. Well, don't do this, but but it won't move. It is solid. But if I do that, on Scott's, it'll go and you got the.
Mine will move in the RA, but it locks up on the deck.
Yeah, the deck won't move, but but even with the RA, if you think about it, if you have a long enough scope,
will move on the RA, but the deck doesn't.
Yeah, the deck locks.
See, mine's the opposite. So my RA won't move, but if I have my cover on it and we have some big days, I mean, I'll come out and the thing's kind of pushed over to the left, a little bit or something.
Well, definitely double check on which one you have, if anything. But it's some of these harmonic mounts don't. But in all fairness, these harmonic mounts aren't made really. Well, some of them, some of them aren't made to be. They're made to be portable, right? They're not made to be the observatory, even though they can do it. They're not made to do. But here's the thing with the harmonic mounts also.
Put up, take it down, put up.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're made to be mobile, right? So just be careful with that. Mark, L350. Let me tell you, that direct drive mount, it is very. I've been working with one. It is so cranky. This mount is cranky. If you are off by your weighting by even the smallest amount, PlaneWave is like, screw you.
Oh, really?
I'm going home. You know, and that's it. So you got to be very, very careful. That's very sensitive, but because it's very sensitive, it's very accurate. And the direct drives are just awesome, but it's tough. I'm getting a bunch of comments. Let's see. Nothing from Matt. Okay, good. I can barely hear the ding of the phone with these earpieces in. So
That's okay. We can all hear it.
Yeah.
it is finicky, Mark. I mean, I'll tell you. I mean, you know, we weren't that far off with the L350 over at Queensboro, and it was. I literally had to move a counterweight like literally like a half an inch for it to be happy. It's, you know, yeah, when the, you know, it's set it and forget it. Absolutely. My roof is opening. Is it opening? I didn't get a Discord. Is it opening?
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
You know, I told that to I asked
do
Alexa
that,
to open the
Dave.
pod bay doors once.
Uh-huh.
She's like, I'm sorry, Dave, I can't do that because I'm not Hal. And it said it once and it never said it again. I just turned it off, so I mean, you know, it might take a little bit for it to hit as far as Discord is concerned. Let me see, because I didn't get a text. That was me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, this came up. Roof number 7 is opening. Please home your mount before starting your night.
Let me see. Where did that come up? Hold on a second. I want to be
On
sure.
SFRO scope info.
Oh, that. So just. Oh, yeah.
On
No.
our AstroWorld Q&A.
Okay. So do yourself a favor. If you do not want, I put that on there because I want that on there. If you do not want the alerts for SFR scope info, go to edit
Change.
channel and not follow it. Go to integrations, channels followed, and then the storefront, and then unfollow that. And then you won't get any sort of information about that one. I'm sorry if that's the case, but
Your roof is opening.
I didn't get that.
It just came up on AstroWorld Q&A.
Oh, 9:22 p.m. Okay, there we go. Cool. So I am going to hit play on my sequence right now.
What are you shooting tonight?
M8. No, M20. M20. And we're just gonna hit play. And we're gonna see. You know what the funny thing is? Here you go. So when you're running this, and I'll show you real quick. Give me 1 second. We go back. Bidu? Yes, I know. Thank you. And that's gonna beep again. So give me a second. There we go. So when I press play now, you can see my sequence, right?
Yep.
Okay. It says a whole bunch of stuff here. Nothing's connected. And that's okay, because as you can see here in my SF startup part of the sequence, it's going to connect later on. And the last thing it says is one or more triggers or custom containers is invalid. And it's not valid because it hasn't been started yet. So that's okay. We can hit start sequence anyway.
Yeah.
And it's going to turn on the safety monitor. And now it's actually, the sun is set. It's past 8 o'clock over there. It's 8:30. It's going to start doing everything. And then it's going to cool the camera for 20 minutes and then wait. Now, here's the thing. and maybe this is a question I throw out to everybody. I have this set to astronomical dusk. Should I start imaging at nautical dusk?
No.
No.
Because the roof's probably not even going to be open at nautical dusk. They
It's
probably
already-
don't open the roof till astronomical dusk.
Let's see. So nautical dusk is 21:45 over there, and astronomical. So it's only half an hour difference if you think about it.
But, well, that half an hour ago, the roof wasn't open.
Yep.
Why
Yep.
bother?
Well, it is only 8:28 over there. So, but we'll see what happens. Let's see. I'm gonna stay up late tonight and see how this works out because
8:28. You're still in the blue hour.
but I start it now because I have the cooling set for 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's time to get everything.
You know, I mean, if you
What
take
time is your first image supposed to start?
let's see. It's probably gonna start. I'll tell you right now. Plugins, target scheduler, schedule a preview.
Oh, this is just getting stuff set up. You're not even imaging yet.
No, not even close.
It's just turning everything on.
So my first image isn't going to be till 22:54. So 10:54.
11 o'clock.
Yeah. And it's going to go straight through till almost 4 a.m.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Hopefully, I get my O3 tonight. so
just double check your settings, make sure.
Oh no, I checked it 4 times. I'm going to stay up to studio
just to make sure.
As a matter of fact, what I'll do
Speaking
is
of anal.
ready. As a matter of fact, what I'll do is so I don't have to stay up so late. If I go
send a push notification.
Well, if I go under the profiles, let's see. Let me get out of this. Right? And I go into the profile. I'm sorry, profiles for this for M20, right?
Yeah.
And what I'll do is I'll do an override here. Oh, I did it already. Okay, I did the oxygen first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So see what and then it'll do LRGB. That's it. Because I like to save the reason why I'm doing this is because the O is what you really want to do when there's no moon. You could get away with S2 and HA during a moon. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're at new moon anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Right. That's why I'm doing as much O as I can.
Yeah.
And as much luminance as you can.
And as much luminance and RGB. And what I was actually thinking about doing is actually, because I got a lot of H alpha, I'm thinking about using my H alpha as my luminance. So I'm thinking about that to do. So.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, you can.
That H alpha is going to be nice and bright anyway.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. Man, I have not seen Eric so quiet in like 2 years.
Yeah,
is he on mute? I think he's on mute. Is he on mute? I didn't mute him. You're just tired, man. You're just tired.
Just tired and trying to figure out this mount, man. And you make an investment. I'm trying to figure it out, man. Trying to do what I can.
So Tom, yes, I'm going to make this data available. As actually, I just spoke to Scott's wife today regarding building an FTP server. So
she's working on that right now, by the way.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's coming very soon. If you want anything in particular, Tom, I can send you a link to my NAS. And I can make everything available. I know where you live, Tom. So I mean, if anything happens with my NAS, I'll just drive to Indiana and whatever, Terre Haute, and I'll find you, and then I'll find your nice chrome caddy. I'm sorry, chrome vet. Sorry, not caddy, chrome vet.
It's Chevette.
It's Chevette. Yeah, the thing is.
I own a vet. Chevette.
Yeah, anybody that comes on the show, you know, I mean, listen, I'm gonna share it with a bunch of people, but you know, I hope you support you guys support the channel all the time by coming on and hanging out, and that's awesome. But it does cost money to get the scope down there and an investment.
Patreon.
Do the Patreon. Do the Patreon, get to that level, and help us out with the paying of that. And also, what I'm thinking of doing is, and you can't see it, but my 9.25 is still up there. Now I'm still on the fence on whether I might send that down there for Galaxy season. I'm thinking for next year.
Okay.
Thinking about that, you know. But then I'm screwed up here because I could do planetary up here. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't need to be a dark sky to do planetary.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
You need calm skies.
Yep.
You
so
do
need
that.
is
That
calm
you do.
skies.
That is fair. That's a fair
You
statement.
need calm skies. Decent transparent. What is it? Decent transparency.
Yep.
It's not. Yeah. It's about that.
Which I don't have in.
You need calm atmosphere.
Calm. Very calm.
Which I definitely do not have in.
Which we get, but you know, Dan and I, and especially Dan.
Well, I mean, I'll just be happy to be moving.
The jet stream, if the jet stream's right over you.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, I'll just be happy to be in a Bortle 6 again. You know, when I was living in Glen Cove, I was in a Bortle 6. I was able to see 3 little dipper stars, naked eye, almost 4. And that was really sweet for me.
That is cool.
You know, because you always could see Polaris and the 2 on the right, you know, the Kochab or whatever. I could always see that from here. I could see that from my house here. But when I was in Glen Cove on the North Shore, I was able to make the bottom one of the dipper, the next brightest star, naked eye. And I was like, this is cool because now I could see something else. but I knew it was darker.
What's cool too is a lot of people don't know Polaris is a binary star.
It is Polaris A and Polaris B.
They're so close together you can't tell.
You won't even candy someday. You can't really
and
tell.
listen, I was able to split that with my 8-inch. I mean, you could see that no problem. You know what you could do, and if you want to test your optics, right? And this is the time to do it. If you want to test how good the resolving power of your optics are, and you have the focal length to do it,
train it on Polaris.
No, even worse. This is more deadly. This is horrible. This is like astronomers' nightmares. Ready? You ready for it?
I'm ready.
Rosie O'Donnell's butt. No, sorry.
Only on a full moon, but Epsilon Lyra.
Oh, really? Okay.
Epsilon Lyra. Now, this is how
one's really bright, right?
Well, at small focal lengths, it looks like a double star. At long focal lengths, you start to realize that double star is 2 double stars. So there's 4.
Wow. That's
so
wild.
So if you could, I was able to split that once with a 10-inch Schmidt. And it's hard. It's tough to do. But yeah, John, the double-double, that's exactly what it's called, the double-double.
That's right.
And it's really cool to see. And I was able to do it from New York. So it is possible. But let me tell you, you want to try and judge your optics, split the double-double.
What focal length?
What's that?
What focal length?
I was able to do it at 2300.
Okay, so if I try it at the 2737 with the 14,
you should be able to do it.
Yeah. I could even take the focal reducer out and take it to the 3910.
3910 would do it very easily, I could imagine. But I was able to do it at 2300 with a. I'm sorry, it was 2300 with a 2x Barlow, so it was 4600.
Yeah.
So.
And how, like, shooting at what speed?
Oh no! Visually.
Oh, visually.
Visually.
That's cool.
Visually, yeah, it was all visual. But let me tell you, it was when we saw it, we were like, "Oh, dude, we did it!" Yeah, and, it looked like crap. It looked horrible, but you could notice that it was two different stars on each side.
That's cool.
Well, that's probably because of the atmospherics.
Well, that and it's kind of like, and I keep on doing, do it right now, right? If you sit there and I sit there and I go right in front of my monitor like this, and it gets fuzzy, right? Because now I'm so close to it, my eyes can't focus. Same thing with with a telescope. If you go beyond that, I think it's called the Dawes limit, the useful magnification of the scope, right?
Yeah.
If you go past that, there is a direct correlation to not only the brightness but the resolution that you're going to get because of the magnification. And if you sit there and we were pushing this scope like beyond its limits, we were at like 500-600 power. It's way beyond what it should be doing, but we were able to see it. You could see two distinct points of light, but you couldn't get the separation between them because it was so fuzzy. It was so fuzzy.
Yeah.
Somebody asked a question. What do your images look like? Oh! I guess talking about your mount.
Yeah. And this is what I don't know if you guys can. Yeah, you guys can't see that because it's crap. All for the rest of this week. I mean, all of next week, even through the 4th of July. I mean, it's just nothing but clouds.
It's Dawes Limited, DAWES.
DAWES, yes.
Dawes Limit, not Jaws.
Not the Jaws.
Not Jaws.
Yeah,
this
which,
guy.
50-year anniversary of Jaws.
That's right.
Oh, I'm ready to see the guy with the hat again. And who is it? I'm gonna screw up his name. Arthur Keel. Was it Keel? Right? The guy who actually played Jaws.
Oh, is that what it was? That was the guy?
Oh, I'm not thinking of. I'm thinking of 007. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of Moonraker.
We're talking.
Yeah, Jaws. Yeah, I think we're going to need a bigger boat. Yeah, 50 years. God damn.
It's 50 years.
50 years. I think I saw that in the theater. I was like 7.
I know I did.
I was only 6.
Yeah, I was like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
I don't think we went.
I didn't see it in the theater.
I saw it at a drive-in. That's what, back in the day. I saw it at the drive-in.
I saw Star Wars first time in a drive-in in a place called Valley Stream, Long Island, and it was raining as hell. It was. You got to remember the 70s. You did not want to be in the drive-in in the rain. Because you literally you remember what was it, the
sound
Flintstones?
Quality must have been.
Oh, it was horrible. So you remember the Flintstones with the big horn that goes in the you had this big ass speaker like the size of your head that went onto a window and you rolled the window out, but you can never get the window closed just enough so the rain wouldn't get in because it would just whatever. So and of course my family had a 1980 Dodge. It was a 1975 Fiat. We called it the Green Monster. Okay.
Yeah.
Fiat. This is before they got kicked out of the U.S. and came back. This is when they were hot in the U.S. originally.
Now they make Jeeps.
Now they make Jeeps. Yeah. So, and if you remember the old Fiats, they had the aluminum kind of tin roofs.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing there's two things I remember about that night. One of them, my father said for years I was a liar. And Dad, if you were alive now, I'd smack you today because I was right. But the rain was so loud on the ceiling, and the crappy 4-inch speaker that you had in Star Wars, where you had lasers going off and crap all over the place. Yeah, what's up?
Oh, what was even worse than the speakers was that, you have these crappy ass speakers. Remember back in, they would tell you, tune your radio to something AM.
Yep.
And we would oh my God.
No, it was
that
horrible.
Was crap, dude.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
So the rain's coming
That's why
down.
When I saw my movies, I went to a real theater to watch.
Well, here's the whole story about that, right? So there's one thing I remember about that night, and one is a giant skeleton. I saw a giant skeleton in that movie. I swear, today, to this day, I remember a skeleton on a desert seeing Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
That's
the
it. What?
Where they're combing the desert?
No.
Comb the desert.
No. So there was a scene in the original release of Star Wars in 1977, which has only just been released, and it pissed me off. It was only released in the UK like a couple of weeks ago. The original cut of Star Wars, there is a scene of R2-D2 going across in the desert with him and C-3PO split
it up, yeah.
And he passes a giant, freaking huge skeleton of what's called a crate.
A panther skeleton.
No, it was called a crate dragon, and that's what it was.
Okay.
It was a big crate dragon, and it was over dunes and everything, and it was crazy, right?
Yeah.
And I swear, when I was 7, I said, I saw it. And my dad said, now, 15 years later, whatever, he's like, nah, you never saw that. You're so full shit. Turns out it was in the movie. But anyway, that night, because the drive-in was so bad, my dad at 11 o'clock, I was 7. My dad at 11 o'clock at night took us to the Lynbrook movie theater to see it for the second time the same night in a real movie theater.
Yeah.
I didn't make it through it.
Dolby surround sound.
I passed out. I was 7. Come on, man. I didn't see nothing.
Long before Dolby.
There was no Dolby. There wasn't even THX.
There
wasn't even THX. There was nothing.
No.
You had sound surround. CinemaScope.
Maybe that's something. CinemaScope or whatever.
Anyway, that's my off the rails.
All right, don't forget, guys, check out our
it's 9:45 already.
Our 2 picks that we have out there for image of the week. We got a couple really cool shots here. I'll just
go ahead.
It up here really.
Yeah, pull them up because they're really cool.
Yeah, so let me just blow this up here. So I'll go to screen share.
Batman.
Oh yeah, no kidding. Immediately. There we are. So no novice entries this week, but we have 2 really cool. We have from Benito. We have the Cosmic Bat.
So
I've got to get this one. This is one I'm gonna have to grab.
yeah, I think I've looked for that. I think it's one of those
So so we have, and then we have Star Trail, Sky Glow, Northern Lights, and Polaris by Greg Meyer.
That's the one you were asking for, right, Dan?
What's that?
That one.
What are you talking about?
The picture that's up on the screen right now.
Star Trails.
So
I don't
remember,
understand.
there's lots of different types of astrophotography, and this is one of them. Star Trails.
No, there was another one that Greg had about the M51.
Oh, he had the satellite trails.
The M51 with the satellite trails. Yeah, that's
satellite trails.
Yeah.
Too good.
He stacked all his images without canceling out any of the satellite trails. trails.
Freaking
And
cool.
it was unreal how many satellites.
He took
was in
the rejection off, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So go vote.
Yeah, the Star Trails one, that's like something out of Twilight Zone.
Yeah. Hopefully you don't end up like that guy that died.
No, that's those Star Trails remind me of what was that movie about the Nimitz that went back in time?
The Final Countdown.
Final Countdown, yeah, where they go through that storm.
Dude,
Yeah, that's a great movie.
that was a movie before its
Awesome
time,
movie.
man.
Yeah,
Oh God, I love that movie.
That
was just before Top Gun. That was,
they
I
were
think that
getting
was
ready
that
to,
came
they
out
were
just
getting ready
before.
to change history in a
Yeah, that was
big
just
way.
before Top Gun.
Was it just before? I thought it was a couple years
No,
before.
it was
like early 80s.
Yeah,
man.
it was early 80s. Yeah, it was early 80s. It was before Top Gun. You had the Nimitz, going in. Just imagine the USS Nimitz going into Pearl Harbor. I mean, just already when those 214s took out the Zero, one took it out with the cannon, the other one takes it out with a Sidewinder. I'm just like, damn, that wasn't bad.
Yeah,
it was wild. With the senators on his boat and those jets go flying by. Like, what the hell was that?
Are those ours?
That was a great movie. That was one of the first ones that I remember seeing that had a really good time kind of conundrum paradox.
Because Charlie Sheen stays.
Yeah, Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen. And then
he's the one in the
limo. It wasn't Charlie Sheen. That was CAG. It was CAG.
Oh, it was? Okay, right.
It was CAG. CAG ends up marrying the senator's assistant.
That's right.
And who can tell me besides CAG and the wife, who is the oldest? What is the oldest thing in that movie that lasts the whole time? The oldest thing in the movie.
That lasts the whole time?
Lasts the whole time.
The dog?
The dog. The dog. Charlie the dog.
Charlie.
That's right.
That's right, because he brought Charlie back.
Yep.
And the limo pulls up and
Charlie runs in. And the first thing you do is you hear, "Hi, Charlie."
Yep. That's right.
The great movie.
That's right. That was pretty wild. It was good.
Oh man, I've been seeing a lot of Star Trek Picard memes. Right, there's a little Star Trek little doll of Captain Picard in this meme, and then there's a 4-pack of light bulbs right next to it. So if you know Star Trek at all, it's like, Scott, you know this. It's like there was a whole thing. There's an episode called Chain of Command, and the guy, Captain Picard, was held by the Cardassians, and he's like, there are 4 lights.
Wait a minute. He was held by the Kardashians?
Yeah. No, not Kardashians. No, the Cardassians.
Like, hold me, shoot.
What Bruce Jenner really looked
hold
like.
on to me. Make it so.
Yeah, Bruce Jenner was actually a Cardassian.
Shoot. Let me shoot with Chloe and with Chloe and Kim. Yes, hold me. Let's engage.
Yikes. Wow. Okay. All right, awesome.
All right, guys.
Yeah, it's that time. Yeah, absolutely.
So,
we've been off the rails for about 15 minutes now. So
So, Scott, final thoughts?
Final thoughts. Well, I'm glad I was listening, because their torrential downpour was everything I could do to get out there and put my telegizmos over the scope.
Oh, is that why you ran off?
That's why you ran for it, huh?
To run off. Yeah, it literally opened up, and it's gone. It's like it never happened.
Wow.
And I think it's blowing out. I mean, I looked at clear outside, and it's supposed to be like crystal clear in an hour.
Oh, I'm sure.
So,
I'm
and
sure.
that's Florida for you. So yeah,
Yeah.
targets. Oh, final thoughts. You know, I know that Dan and I have been talking about this, and he used to do this a lot. You know, early on, doing live stacking here on the show, and I wanted to kind of put that out there for people. You know, as to if we were to do that, what kind of targets, you know, do you think would be best for a live stack? Using the Hyperstar, it definitely would make a live stack a lot easier because of the speed. So if you have ideas on that, you know, send them to us, you know, email and such. And we're thinking about doing that again. So I know Dan had a lot of fun with it. So
Yeah, it's just a matter of, you know, the like I told you on the phone, the timing
Gotta
of
be
it.
later in the year.
Yeah, it's got to
because
be in the
gotta
winter
get darker
time,
earlier.
you know, because that's, you know, the show will be on until like midnight, and I'm gonna be in BED.
But by September, October, definitely.
Yeah, probably hitting October. Yeah, it'll probably be the way to kind of start it.
And there's still good stuff going on then.
Super Dave.
Good show. I'm glad. I hope Eric you get your stuff situated with
Say again.
I hope you get your stuff situated with your mount. I feel for
Dude,
you.
if I can, because it's going to be like another week. Because
Well,
I'm
it
looking at
sounds like
this, and
sounds
it's
like Norm.
like
Norm
nothing
can
but
help
gray.
you out. You got to
Yeah.
get in a chat with Norm. I think Norm.
Yeah, I'm gonna get with a chat with I gotta get in a chat. Like we have to do a WebEx with Norm and you know, whoever else has SkyX.
Yeah.
And or Paramount and want to help me out.
And
definitely,
anybody
you know,
like John, I was chatting with earlier in the chat with John. He's got an E6. Sounds like he's got his thing rolling. He says he's getting 5, and he doesn't even use PEC training. And I'm like, well, you can do PEC training. It may help a little bit, but getting 0.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I may not even deal with PEC. You know, I've got the T-point model. I've got pointing and stuff like that. You know, so I may not even deal with PEC, but we'll see. I just want to get stuff working.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So, but good chat, and Dan, hopefully you get some good data tonight. Everything rolls smooth.
Yeah, I think now that I got rid of the underscore, I think we'll be fine now. So I don't expect any other issues really.
Since I can't image and everything, I want some of that data.
All right, I'll give you a password. No problem.
All right.
Because I got, what do I have now? I have a bunch of stuff now. I mean, I got M8, M20. I got the start of a row mosaic. I have 16. I got a couple of things already. So just got to put them together.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Make sure to hit that the thumbs up button on the channel.
Yeah. Smash, Hulk smash.
Yep. Norm, what I'm thinking of doing in Joe, if you would like to, maybe I'll do a yeah. There you go. Maybe I'll post something in Discord and we'll do a Zoom, and anybody who wants to join in the Zoom, you know,
yeah, you could do a voice channel Zoom.
Do a voice channel Zoom or something, and we can walk through stuff or whatever. For anybody who has the Paramount, you know, software BISC and, you know, SkyX wants to get together.
Yeah, Norm's got it. I know, and Paul says he's got one. So yeah, I mean, I think you know, that's why we're here.
Yep, that's it.
We get together. Can't lean on each other. You know, that's why are we doing it?
Yep, that's it.
Lean on
so
when you can't stand.
Oh, jeez.
God. Okay. Dan, you got anything? Because we're just gonna mute Scott. Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up before you head out and all that stuff. Don't forget to vote. We'll see you guys on Friday. So as always, keep imaging keep educating, clear skies, and we will see you guys soon. So, couple days. See you guys on Friday. Take care.